is my PowerPoint, and my presentation is like you see, that's about anxiety, and especially young adults, and how sometimes older adults, especially parents, fail to see the signs, so they basically just don't care. Okay, so the aims and objectives of my campaign is basically the constant mistreatment in general of anxiety, especially of anxiety, and the fact that adults being oblivious to it, being oblivious to the fact that the kids especially have problems that they need to sort out, whether it's social anxiety or depression, doesn't matter. And at times they basically just shrug it off like it's nothing, or it's nothing. But the fact though is that a lot of mistreatment is happening. So especially since there's statistics and studies that say that anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the U.S., affecting 40 million adults in the United States, age 18 and older, or 18.1% of the population every year. Also, although they are actually highly treatable, 36.9% of those suffering receive treatment. Like, this is a very low number. So, and with this campaign, I want to bring a voice to the problem that needs to be eliminated. So the target audience, alright, so it's a lot more complicated than I initially thought it out to be, but I decided that it's just adults in general. It doesn't matter what age, but this has to speak to a specific, but this does not have to speak as necessarily to a specific audience, but an audience that will bother to just listen. So it really depends from the age, but at least from 18 to, I don't know. But the point is though that, again, that I like young adults and older adults need to listen to this because of the fact that this is something serious, because of the fact that they are more open-minded of these issues, and especially parents, because they fail to see the signs of someone having anxiety. So these are actually the focus group questions. We're not going to move on. So this is my mood board that I've actually compiled. This is actually statistics, but it says as our young Brits, the numbers of suffering from moderate to severe depression in the UK have soared, especially during the COVID pandemic. So again, this is actually my logo for a campaign. This is an original logo. This is my actual logo. So I decided to put it. So I decided to have it be like this, mainly because of the fact that I thought it was actually going to be kind of stylistic. Originally, I thought I had the tagline because we live in a society, but in the end, it makes it feel like it's more or less like satire. But I didn't want it to be satirical, so I wanted it to be actually serious. So this is my logo. And how did I come up with this campaign? I have always thought that anxiety is something very serious and needs to be tackled at any means necessary. And I also want to point out that, again, most adults fail to bother and look up anxiety, or especially young adults or fail in general, and they basically just mistreat it, like thinking that it's just nothing. And so I think it's important to share a light on this issue because of the fact that anxiety is much more serious than we think. And so how we will explore my message. So this is actually, I wanted actually to make it like a short film or a film. It doesn't really matter how much is the length of it. And I think that by using this medium, I think that you will explore. I think that I will explore a lot more. And I think that, and that's actually good. I like short films. Actually, a really good short film. You can check it out. So I have decided though that I wanted to make it like this. I wanted to make a film out of this because I think it's really important to, again, I think it's really important to actually make it as a film, because I think you will be able to convey with much more emotion than just saying it out loud about anxiety and all that, and I think you actually find a lot of filmmaking techniques to represent that. And so, thank you for listening. I'm sorry for the I'm really Does anyone have any questions?
Just clarify, your audience is parents,
Yeah.
and you want them to be more aware of
Yeah.
the signs of anxiety. Have you done some research into what these signs that they could spot are?
That is a good question.
Or will you be?
I will be looking into it because of the fact that I will be looking into it because of the fact that I want it to be I will be looking into it because the fact that I think it's necessary. Yeah, I will be looking into it, especially during my short film. Yeah.
And so parents of children, say 12 to 18, that age group,
Yeah,
they would be roughly 20 years older than that.
exactly.
So let's say 30s to 45, so that kind of age group you're looking at. Say 30 to 50, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What type of short film are you gonna make?
More or less like a drama.
So it's gonna be like live action.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And is your strategy, obviously you're going to inform.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be, I think that with this medium, I think that you can do especially a lot more with films rather than just shoot just for entertainment or escapism. I think that this medium, especially with filmmaking, works best when you actually try to explain a message, when you try to push out a message for people to understand it.
We have to be careful with the focus group as well, because if I ask now, how many people here suffer from anxiety, right? We're not going to get a realistic response, because some people might be too anxious to put their hand up. You know, it's not something that people are going to readily necessarily admit to.
Yeah.
So we've got to be sensitive about that. I think it's a useful message, and it's clear. You've got a good target audience, you've got a strategy. The film, I'm imagining is going to have two functions. It's going to show what these signs are, and also show the consequences of not listening or not paying attention. Good?
Yeah.
I think, so from what I can tell, I think that you, in terms of improvement, I think you should research more the causes of anxiety, because obviously lockdown is one of them, but there's more of it before.
I know it's just actually been also looking at universities to apply for and all of that, so it kind of took more time away from that. So
you can make it too wide as well. I mean, one message, focus, strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well done.